Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Redneck Fishing. I'm Lee Downey, aka Pappy, and my last fishing adventure I went on, I was fishing a creek right below my house. I was using a rooster tail, one of my favorite lures for fishing in the creek, and the flash, the shiny colors, it just really turns the fish on. But there's a lot of rocks in that creek. There's some moss on the rocks. I don't know whether I got in between the rocks. I don't know whether I got tangled up in the moss. But regardless, my rooster tail was hung. I didn't want to venture out into the water since I was by myself because there's some swift spots there. And I decided the best thing to do is just break my line. In doing so, I broke my rod. Alright, so it was a little old cheap throwaway rod, $20 Shakespeare. I've got it right here in front of me. It's a Shakespeare micro. It's not even an ultralight, it's a micro. I loved catching fish on this rod. I mean, if you look at it, this rod, you catch a 1 pound fish and you think you got a monster, and if you catch one that weighs 2 pounds, you think you done hooked into Moby Dick. I love using this rod, but I broke the tip off of it. But no worries, I had this exact same rod because I bought a matching pair. The only difference, that one had a crappie magnet tied on it. I started throwing it. My first several casts, I decided that it was called a crappie magnet because it was a pretty crappy lure. I wasn't even getting a hit. I moved 15 yards up the creek and I started catching fish. Blew my mind. I was catching some crappie in this little old bitty creek. First one I caught wasn't quite keeper size. Second one I caught, it was definitely a keeper. Another one I caught was about a 14-inch crappie, which is really killer in a small creek like that. I was excited. Caught one or two more. Then the next one I caught was a tree limb. Well, I brought down 2 rods, one with a rooster tail, one with a crappie magnet. In a tree, nothing I can do, so I'm just going to break my line. Well, I broke my rod. I'm serious, I did. I told my daughter about this, and the first thing she asked me was how much she was going to have to edit out. Luckily, I didn't freak out, and the words didn't come flying out. It's just what it is. But I did decide it was a good teachable moment, because these rods, I've always considered them disposable. They're so cheap, 20 bucks. Rod reel combo, 20 bucks for a little Shakespeare in the micro. But with a teachable moment like this, I wanted to show you how to do a rod repair. Now with this one, when I broke it, this one is about a 5'6" rod, but I'm missing about 3 inches of the tip. I was bringing a tip out with me somewhere in high grass that got lost. It's just a way of my life. But we're still going to do a rod repair. We're going to put a new eye on the end of this one. The other one that I broke, I still have the tip. That's going to be in my next video. I'm going to show you how to repair and reattach the broken section of rod to the rod and be just as strong and just as durable as this one. But I want to show you because, yeah, this is a $20 rod, but what if it was a $100 lose rod? What if it was, a $150 catfish rod, whatever. You need to know how to repair these. So with this happening on a cheaper rod, it seemed like the perfect teachable moment, and I thought I'd just share this with you. Now, on doing this, the procedure is quite simple. I ran to Walmart. I spent $3. I got a rod tip repair kit that comes with the glue, which is basically no more than hot glue gun glue, and it comes with 3 different eyes on various sizes. these match up pretty close to what I have on the rod already, so it won't be a noticeable repair once I'm done. And I've had so much fun catching fish on this micro rod that I really would love to repair it and put a few more fish on the bank and just enjoy this. It's a pretty simple repair. We're going to heat the glue just a little bit, and I just use a lighter for that. And once you heat the glue and get it going, you just dab it on real thick, and then you place the new eye. Make sure you get it lined up, and you just have to hold it for a minute. It is such a simple repair that anybody can do this. Now I'm gonna let this one dry overnight. I don't want to mess with it anymore. And that's it. Guys, this is a total simple repair. Now the other one gets a little bit more complex on putting the original 3 inches of rod back onto the rod. But it's still, we're talking a 5-minute video to do that. Nothing major. But I just wanted to share this little tidbit with you to let you know if something like this happens, hey, it's not the end of the world. It's nothing to get upset and tore up over. Just spend $3, fix the problem, and get back out there and get back to fishing, because that's what it's all about. I was enjoying a day. I had worked hard that day. It was drizzling rain, but it just really felt good for the fine mist of rain to be on me while I was fishing. I was winding down, I was relaxing, I was chilling out after a hard day at work, and I was just sitting there looking at all the beauty that God has put before me in these creeks and all these beautiful fish with all their colors and everything. And it was just, I was caught up in the moment, and it was all because I was willing to jump in a little old creek with a little bitty rod and spend a little bit of time. I probably only fished 45 minutes. I'd have probably fished another 30 minutes longer or so if my rod tip sat and broke off, but it's not a big deal. So guys, this will just remind you, you need to just get off the couch. You need to get out there. It don't have to be a big body of water. If you're catching 4-inch brim, they're a blast to catch. If you're catching 14-inch crappie, they're a blast to catch. If you're catching 2-pound bass, there again. But it's just the fact of being out there and relaxing and winding down and spending an hour or so of your time just being in nature. Getting that vitamin D from the sun, getting that awesome feeling from being in God's beauty. You just need to go. If you like this, give me a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that when I put out new videos, you'll know all about it. Drop me a comment below. If you've got a great fishing spot and you're willing to share it with Pappy, hey, we'll hook up and go fishing. I'm not against going and trying out some new water. But most of all, this is Pappy, and I'm wishing you some tight lines and a bourbon chaser.